What's going on, everybody? It's your main man back on the scene with another video. If you're new to the channel, which most of you probably are, please like, subscribe, and share to help the channel grow. Now let's get into What If Episode 3. This is the best episode so far. It's pretty good. It's not groundbreaking or anything, but it's watchable. It's not too heavy on identity politics. However, there is a little bit of queer bait with Agent Coulson being infatuated with Thor's hair, how he smells, and he has the lovey-dovey password, Steve, I Heart Steve. So it starts off with Nick Fury and Black Widow trying to speak with Iron Man, Tony Stark, about the Avengers Initiative. And you see in her hand, she has an object, and the object is a needle, and she's going to inject him. And then after she injects him, later on, he dies. Which, I can't show the whole scene because then they're copyrighted, so you can only show bits and pieces. So Black Widow gets arrested because she's the one who administered the shot. So I guess standard protocol. They gotta arrest her and do their investigation. So when she's being transferred from her cell to a truck, Fury stops them, speaks to her alone for a moment, and he gives her a vial to be tested because he wanted to find out what killed Iron Man, because he already knew she was going to break out anyway. She gets in the truck or van. She whoops up all the agents. She escapes. Then they get to Thor. So just like in the Thor movie, Thor whoops up all the agents. And then Coulson gives the order to hold back because they want to see what's going on, what's going to happen when he grabs the hammer. And this is what we get. Done. So Thor is killed. Barton denies that he shot the arrow, but he gets arrested. Fury goes to his cell to talk to him. And then when he gets there, Barton is dead. So that's the third Avenger down. Agent Romanoff, or Black Widow, arrives at a college in Virginia, which is where Betty Ross works. Betty Ross is the girlfriend of Bruce Banner. So she confronts her about Banner. She denies seeing him. And then she tells her that she wants to have this file tested so they can try to find out what happened to Iron Man. And she questions her like, why did you come here? She's like, well, I have to do it off the grid. So in the meantime, Loki arrives. His forces from Asgard. He has the casket. He lets it loose. Then they go back to the college. General Ross shows up. Bruce turns into the Hulk. Starts tearing up stuff. That's what the Hulk does. But then, check this out. He stops, and the results are not good. So at this point, he's going to blow up. Done. That's number 4. So let's get back to Loki. So after Loki freezes up some troops and all that, Fury tries to negotiate a truce, and Loki agrees, gives him till sun up on Midgard, or he will have the Earth for payment. Fury tells him, "You shall have your pound of flesh." Then Loki says, "I will require the whole corpse." So the next scene, Agent Romanoff is hacking into a computer using Coulson's password. So she's logging out as him. So she's wondering why an agent that is dead is accessing the system. So the killer is sneaking up behind her. She reacts. So in the process, she's going to call Coulson. And, you know, it's not faring well for her. She's not going to do good. So, but before she dies, she's saying to Fury, it's about hope. It's all about hope. And, of course, you know, she doesn't make it. So Fury gets the message. He's at the diner. He pulls out his beeper, or a device that he called Captain Marvel on, and he puts it up because he dwelled on it. So he figured out what Agent Romanoff was trying to tell him. So he rides out to the desert to see the destroyer. The destroyer was posted up, and he tells him, "I want to speak to your boss." So the next scene, he shows up at the grave of Hope Van Dyne. So he's confronted by, Hope Van Dyne, I guess, is the Wasp. And in this universe, she's an agent, but she died in the line of duty. And that sent Hank Pym over the top. So this is how you figure out that he's the killer. So he confronts Fury. Bitching about his daughter and took advantage of her and all that stuff. So now he wants to kill Fury. But this is what happens. So at this point, I figured it must have been Loki. Because he was too fast for him, and Fury's an old dude. So there's no way he was that fast, or he could see something that small and just swat it down. So at this point, it was Loki. And he won. He defeated Hank Pym. And after that, he took over the Earth. So he took the Earth as payment anyway. So, at the end, we get Fury in some warehouse or something somewhere. He's wiping off the shield of a frozen Captain America. And Captain Marvel shows up. So I guess they're going to start the Avengers anyway. In the attempt to get Loki off Earth. Which, if you recall, in the first movie, he wanted to do that anyway. He wanted to rule over them, which Odin told him, "We're not gods. We're born, we die just as they do." And Loki's like, "Yeah, give or take 5,000 years." So that played into Loki's hands, and he got what he really wanted. And that's the gist of the movie, or the episode. So that wraps it up. And I hope the next episode is as good or better. Just give us some entertainment. So that's all I have for now. And I will talk to you good folks later. Peace.